50-yard play. Guess who? Body up the middle, making another move to the outside. 15, 10, end zone again.
Keeps it. Nice move by Brown. He's got space. He's got 6. 35-yard touchdown for Byron Brown. A record-setting night for the South Florida quarterback.
Down so far, a little bit of a high snap. Genty right up the middle. Genty has room. Ashton Genty, give him 6.
Second and long. Lagar tries to fit it in. Rose, it does. Rose stays up. The show's off his 4-3 wheels. Incredible effort for Rose.
The G5 Hive. All G5, all the time.
Welcome to the G5 Hive Live. We're excited to bring you G5 college football coverage you love each and every week. I'm Luke, and I'm here with my co-host, Justice. That's 4 weeks in a row. I've got the finger pointing right just in time for the end of the season. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching us on X, please give us a follow, a like, and a retweet. And if you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and review. All right. The G5 Hive merchandise store is now live. Link is in the YouTube comments, as well as pinned on our X page in the bottom of the screen here. Move over to the Lockheed Martin Arms Forces Bowl. Let's try that again. The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, Oklahoma Sooners versus Navy Midshipmen in Fort Worth, Texas. Friday, noon Eastern on ESPN, another G5 versus P4 matchup. You got Navy coming off their big Army win a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to remember. All the days are kind of smashing together now. But injury, opt-outs, portal news, Oklahoma, injury-wise, wide receiver Deion Burks dealt with an injury all season, but he's trending in the right direction to play. When it comes to opt-out and portal guys, All-American linebacker Danny Sutzman, he will be out. Billy Bowman, he's been their starting safety for the last 3 seasons. He will be out. But defensive lineman Ethan Downs, he may play. He was once thought to be opting out, but he stuck around. So there's a chance that he actually plays in this game. No portal guys will play, so that means like your Jackson Arnold, wide receiver room is going to be bare. No Nick Anderson, Andrel Anthony, Jaleel Farouk, Brennan Thompson, J.J. Hester.
Jaquez Petaway.
Yeah, Jaquez Petaway goes to ECU. Nick Anderson, Anthony Farouk, those names have pretty much been out most of the season, if not the whole season. But Hester and Thompson were starters, but they've since transferred. So they will be down wide receivers. Navy, they should be at full strength. So, Justice, what are some Oklahoma Sooners that we need to know about?
I guess also this will be last time Joe John Finley will call plays for OU as they bring in a new offensive coordinator, Ben Arbuckle, coming over from Washington State as the new OC for Oklahoma. So no Jackson Arnold. That means Michael Hawkins will get to start at quarterback. He saw some time this season already, got some starts. He's a dual threat guy. He's a runner. He can throw it as well. Running back, it's gonna be interesting to see kind of what happens here at running back, because towards the end of the year, it seemed like running back Xavier Robinson was kind of the best running back of that group. So it'd be interesting to kind of see if is he the guy that kind of gets the lion's share of the carries, if you will, or if they go back to Javonte Barnes. As you mentioned, wide receivers kind of a crapshoot. Hopefully they get Deion Burks back. Jacob Jordan is probably their leading, other than Brooks, their leading receiver that is eligible or will play in this game. I think they only have like 3 maybe scholarship receivers still on the roster at this point. So it's going to be interesting to see. They could really definitely use Deion Brooks. That Navy defense, pretty good defense, led by linebackers Colin Ramos and Kyle Jacob. Both of those guys, they're leading tacklers, great in run support and creating pressure too. The defensive line, as far as creating pressure, Luke Pierce, and then nose guard Landon Robinson. Landon Robinson coming off that phenomenal game against Army. He led them in tackles, and then he had that awesome play on special teams as well. And Navy's not too bad defending the pass either, with Rayon Lane, the second safety, and one of the best corners in the G5, and Deshaun Peel. So this is going to be an interesting game, just in terms of what Oklahoma has. I feel like if Oklahoma's at full strength, this game's probably not that great of a game. But I feel like Navy's going to want to prove something. Oklahoma's not at full strength. So be kind of interested to see how it plays out. When Navy has the ball, they're led by quarterback Blake Horvath, coming off a phenomenal season through the air and running the ball. When they're running the ball, look for Alex Texa. He's kind of that fullback. He's the guy running the fullback dives. And then wide receiver / slot back Eli Heidenreich. He's kind of the explosive play guy. He doesn't get a lot of touches, but man, when he does a lot when he does get touches. He's the guy that kind of leads the explosive plays for Navy. And if you haven't watched Navy, that's one thing I think that their new OC Drew Cronick brought to this offense was kind of that explosive play ability. We saw that on display their last game against Army. You saw it early in the year when they had that shootout against Memphis. And so that's one thing like you might not be used to seeing from Navy, is that explosive plays, particularly in the passing game. And that's going to be Eli Heidenreich. When Oklahoma's on defense, as you mentioned, they losing two big defenders there, and Bowman and Danny Stutzman. So look for linebacker Kip Lewis to step up, possibly also linebacker Jaron Canuck. And then safety, look at Robert Spears Jennings, kind of lead the defensive backs there. And then when they're trying to get pressure, create some havoc up front, that's going to be edge Mason Thomas. He's their leading sack guy that'll be playing in this game. Currently, the spread's only Oklahoma -3. So with the over/under of 43.5, I don't know, that spread feels kind of about right. If I was to, I guess, put anything on it, I'd probably take Navy in the points, I guess, just because I just don't know how motivated Oklahoma's going to be, and they're missing a lot of key guys.
I kind of just lean towards Oklahoma just because of how the service academies in general have faced, mainly against Notre Dame. And Notre Dame's different. They're in the playoffs and whatnot, but just kind of like how Navy and Army struggled against those lines. And again, they're in the playoffs. Like, it makes sense. But, like, at this point, it's like, does Oklahoma's defensive line win it? And I think that's probably where it happens, is that trenches. Because that's, when you think about these service academies, like, hey, they have to be a certain height and weight when they're doing their service. So it's like, okay, just even Oklahoma's second string, how much of them are just like able to move that line? I don't know, but like, that's my question, and that's what it's going to come down to, is offensive defensive line.
And I mean, for me, like, I guess the reason why I lean Navy is bowl games are just weird beasts, because some teams clearly don't come out very motivated, right? And
they don't want to be there. They're pissed,
right? And like, to me, like, I would never question that about a military academy, whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force. I think I don't. That's one thing you don't need to you don't ever have to question about or have a question about. And so for that reason, it just kind of, I don't know, has me leaning Navy, just because.
I hear you. Oklahoma 6-6. They're pretty pissed. I think, hey, they probably want to end their season on a high note. Granted, they beat Texas, right? Who
No,
did
they beat Alabama. They didn't beat Texas.
They beat Alabama. Beat Alabama there in the last. So that was a good, but then coming with a loss, I don't know. I think they'll play. Anyways, come back and join us next week as we discuss what happened in the G5 bowl games, as well as look forward to the next set of G5 bowl games, as we always bring you up to date on the latest news and happenings in the world of G5 college football. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're watching us on X, please give us a retweet, a like, and a follow. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please subscribe and leave those 5-star ratings and review. Thank you all for your support. Until the next time, we are the G5 Hive.